Hey guys, Junluxa here, back with a semi-blind playthrough. I'll explain more in a second, of Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. So now this is going to be a little bit more of experimental. Don't worry about the lack of sound on the game at the moment. This is the title screen, and for whatever reason the title screen has no music or sound effects or anything. We'll read that prologue here in a second because it keeps scrolling by. This was released in 1988, as you can see. Prologue: step into the shadows of the Hell House. You've arrived back here at Transylvania on business to destroy forever the curse of the evil Count Dracula. So let me hit the start key. Released by Konami, back when they were good and not just a front for the Yakuza. Okay, so now we have our music. We can, game start or password. Now let me explain the blind or semi-blind nature of this playthrough. This is going to be a bit experimental, perhaps. Let's show you what I mean. So we'll pull up Firefox real fast. There we go. I gotta say, I approve of, hypothetically, if I was using an emulator, it would be Mesen, M-E-S-E-N. And it has this really nice feature where it audio ducks whenever you switch to a different browser tab. So this is, like, I usually try and do my research a little bit ahead of time. This is the original manual. Replacement docs.com, Clarence Simpson. There you go. That's who you can thank for this. The original. Now, I wanted to read through this because, you know, you have to... Back in the day, you originally had to read the manuals because the gameplay didn't tell you a whole lot. The manuals were the key to your info, but Simon's Quest is kind of notorious for not just a bad translation, but for missing stuff as well, including... Not this one. This. Something similar to this was included in the Japanese release. American gamers did not get the actual map. And if you can read some of this stuff, like the nail is the symbol of evil power. Woo. When it comes to the most frightening piece, the eyes have it. The manual actually did not help as well. I don't know if it was actually translated properly or if they just... A lot of the original Japanese to English stuff, they just kind of looked at it and they're like, I think it's going to say this. They didn't know Japanese. They just kind of wrote down what they thought. And so I assume that's why a lot of this stuff is clever. So I will be using not the manual because the manual is not helpful, and not the map because the map isn't super helpful either. But I will be using this. Let's zoom out all the way. You could basically see the whole map of the game here, including... Oh, that's not the right thing. It's a map. It has some notes. It's not quite a guide. You still have to do things on your own. You still have to figure out where you're going. But it's kind of like someone wrote down a bunch of notes and stuff, and then here you go. Which is kind of what I want. So we're sort of, like, that's why I say it's semi-blind, because we are essentially playing through the game ourselves. We're just giving a helping hand. Given a helping hand. Like I said, this is semi-experimental. It's probably going to be a disaster. I kind of hope so, because I want to try something new. I want to see how this goes. Yeah, that's a little bit awkward. Every time I switch it, it goes back and forth. So I'm gonna have to... If I was doing just like a straight display capture, which I'm not, unfortunately, I'll have to show you guys what I'm doing. So that's gonna be, like I said, a little bit awkward. One of these days I'd like to get back into streaming. Let me wheel my chair back just a bit, make sure I'm not gonna squish any kitties. And so this is kind of going to be a little bit of a practice session, so to speak, for that. Now, I do hope it is interesting. I will try to make it as interesting as possible. No guarantees, but let's see how we go. Is that English? I don't think so, but it's fine. Game start, player 3. Now, we do have lives. When we start the game, the time is 0 days, 12 hours, 3 minutes. For every second, I believe, of gameplay, it advances the time in the game by 4 minutes. And we start at noon. E is for experience, which is 0, because the game is actually similar to Symphony of the Night, in that you have experience and levels. And hearts are both currency and ammunition. We start with 50. We start with a leather whip. Now, there are multiple endings, although despite popular belief, they're not necessarily good or bad endings. This is a Japanese game, after all, and Japanese have kind of a different perspective on that. And we'll talk maybe more about that if I remember when we get there. Also, the setting, the game, the premise of the game is basically, after defeating Dracula in Castlevania 1, Simon was cursed, and now he has to reassemble, he has to find the 5 pieces of Dracula, reassemble them to bring him back to life, and fight him and defeat him again. And that is also a very Japanese concept, because demons, and Diablo, technically, I think, as well, earthly beings cannot fully kill otherworldly beings. The only thing they can do is, that's why a lot of, like in Japanese lore, they're dismembered and buried in different areas, because you can sort of slow them down, or you can sort of disrupt their avatar on Earth, essentially. So that's why he's got to reassemble the pieces and kill him again to eradicate the curse on him. So that's the point. All right, so first step. You know, what if I do this? Oh, then whether I pause or not, it's still there. Well, anyway. All right. Back to this. We are in the town of Jova. We start here. It's a little hard to see. I guess the open doors, the ones you have to go in. We're gonna wander around. We're gonna talk to people. We're gonna see what's going on. It's probably gonna be a mess, like I said. And then we have here the inside rooms by the Thorn Whip, by the Holy Water. 50 crystals might be, or 50 hearts might be a good starting investment. I wish there was a faster way to do that. There might be, but I'll have to play with that at a later point. Okay, so let's talk to this dude first. First thing to do in this town is buy a white crystal. I'm drinking a salted watermelon flavored whiskey. Normally it's really good, but I tried to... Well, I certainly made it less sweet by adding some ice to it, but now it's just kind of gross. So, 2 things. First, the slow speed. Kind of a translation issue, because in Japan, it's in Japanese, and the speed that it goes is essentially the reading speed or speaking speed, because it's all like kanji and stuff. It's also vertical, I believe. Or no, I don't think it is. I don't remember. Anyway, in English, it's not the same speed because Japanese symbols are basically whole words, whereas this is all letters. And so not only did it mess up things by shortening the amount of space, because each word or couple characters can be a whole word, whereas it takes, what, 5 letters, 5 spaces? So you have less space, and then it goes the same speed, which is basically half the speed of the Japanese, essentially. So it's kind of a mess. The other thing people don't realize is they say all of it is everybody lies. Now, the guide or the manual, I'm not going to bring it up. I could, but I'm not. It says the towns are full of pranksters, right? What they don't really tell you is that based on the sprites, you can gauge the likelihood that the info they're giving you is correct or not, right? So this dude, first thing to do in this town is buy a white crystal, right? This dude is a old man with a cane. Statistically speaking, they have about a 75% chance of telling you the truth. Younger men, about a 50-50 chance, and women of any kind, whether it's the old women or the young women, have about a 25% chance. I find that fascinating. Now, like I said, this is supposed to be more like Symphony of the Night. But something that from what I understand, let's talk to this dude. You're supposed to actually learn what you're supposed to do from the hint books. There's like hidden books scattered around, and I haven't played La Mulana, but from what I understand, this game is supposed to be similar to that. It was based more off of, or inspired more by, a game called Maze of Gallius, right? Because it came out after Zelda 2 and Metroid, and so people asked, they're like, is this inspired by that? Because Nintendo never wants to do the same thing twice. That's why you're never going to get a new F-Zero or Star Fox, because their games have to be different. They have to do something different in order to make a new game. They don't want to keep making the same game, which is why us F-Zero fans are forever cursed. A crooked trader is offering bum deals in this town. I don't even know what that means. But it's another old man. So, whatever. Anyway, here we have the church, I assume. Also, time does not pass, apparently, when talking to people or when inside. How do we talk to this dude to heal? Rest here for a while. That's a yes. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why talking to people is a whip strike. Alright, who's this dude? Is he a traitor? Oh, no. Oh, talk to me. Buy a white crystal. Yes or no? We'll say yes. Alright, we now have a white crystal. I guess it's selected. What about you? Want to buy holy water. I would. I have no hearts, though. Hang on a second. Oh, right, okay. So... Oh, I see. These are just the insides. So even this is not fully... Well, it says 6. Oh, buy a white crystal. Okay, whatever. Fair enough. We'll still make plenty of mistakes. Hopefully this won't be super boring. Like I said, my intent is to have it be as blind of a playthrough as possible. Whether that's a possibility or not, I don't know. I cannot purchase it at this point. Because this dude swindled me. Actually, that's not true. Okay, talk to me, dude. A flame is on top of the 6th tree in Dennis Woods. Yeah, that's probably not true. But playing through this, you would have no idea. Rumor has it the ferryman at Dead River loves garlic. So I have watched a speedrun or two. I've tried to watch like a walkthrough, kind of like H.C. Bailey does. Couldn't find one. Didn't, to be fair, I didn't try that hard, but, you know, I'm reasonably certain that's false as well. Okay. Buy Thorn Whip. I don't have the money, but every dude in a robe like this, they're known as gypsies, I guess. I mean, it's Romania. They are, oh! Okay, so I'm dead. I died immediately. Can I make this jump? Is that yes, you can. 13 clues will solve Dracula's riddle. I assume this is related to the hint books that you can find littered around. Yeah, and if you fall in the water, you die instantly. You have a friend in the town of Aldra. Go and see him. Alright, That's weird. The signs are weird. I thought you hold up, but apparently you whip. Turn right for the Jova Woods, left for Belasco Marsh. Let's talk to this dude first. A magic potion will destroy the Wall of Evil. Right, so the holy water destroys illusory blocks, or blocks that can be destroyed. Strange, no women. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in the town of Veros. You know, I don't even know what town this is. Officially, I know it's Jova, I believe, but, yeah. So lives, I guess once you lose all your lives, dying you lose nothing, but you lose all your lives, and if you have to continue, then you lose all of your hearts. So, in my test recording, I went this way, and apparently this is not the way to go. Wow, we're already there. What a horrible night to have a curse. This is bad timing. Alright, well, I got that one. And that gives me 4 hearts. Right, so now there's zombies. So now that it's nighttime, it takes about 10 minutes, from what I understand. Now that it's nighttime, there's gonna be zombies here in the town. And all the doors are shut. Presumably, we could just hopefully kill zombies. Come here, you. I was really hoping for hearts, because you're gonna have to grind. That's the thing about this game, is you have to grind. Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. We're gonna have to do it anyway. I suppose it doesn't matter a whole lot. 12. Yeah, going left there. I don't know what... Wait. The church is open. Oh, but... Oh, I figured it would actually have a door. I just knew that you can't go into any of the buildings. I assumed they actually changed it, but they didn't. Tedious. Still, it is easy. You know, I do kind of wish... I think this is one of those cases where... I mean, it was definitely the translation, but at the same time, it's the innovation, Nintendo's desire for innovation, that hurt it. You know, like with Zelda 2, they went from a top-down thing to a side view like this. And so their desire that everything has to be different if they're gonna make a game, like with Star Fox. Star Fox for the Wii U, they had that, the Wii... What do you call that thing? The tablet controller, whatever it was. And they had like a cockpit view or something. And that was the only reason they made a new Star Fox game, because they were able to do something innovative. But it's like, you know, fans just want, and presumably that's why Metroid never gets games as well. And, well, there we go. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Already first day is expired. Imagine beating this within 8 days. It's kind of crazy. Well, I mean, and with the Metroid thing, it's also the poor sales, because they release a shit game, and that's not what Metroid fans want, because Nintendo has to innovate everything. And, you know, there you go. Alright, so we have 96 hearts. That's not bad. Let's get... Should we... Okay, let's pause here for a second, right? Let's pull up the map. So there's the Holy Water and the Thorn Whip. That takes about 150. I know going this way is bad, because the enemies are hard. Maybe that's how they all are, but I know they're difficult. I think this water right here is the poisonous water that you need the laurels to cross. And then what town is this? Town of Alba. Is that the one that they were saying we have friends or something? Aldra. I assume that's Aldra. I don't know. Where... That's mansion... Algiba? No idea. Maybe that's the one they mean. Veros. Is this a town? Nope, that's a mansion. Doina. So, okay. Probably... What about you? Ondol. So it's Algiba or probably Alba is what they meant, but going that way is rough. Let's put it that way. So we're going to want to buy a Thorn Whip, presumably, and Holy Water. I pulled up... IGN had a walkthrough. You can kind of see it right here. I didn't look at the walkthrough. I wanted to read the item descriptions, because the manual is just so shit in telling you what they are. So I read all the items and stuff, and it's like, oh, you know, the Thorn Whip, you don't need to get that. It's a waste of hearts at this point. But I'm like... I want good stuff. So let's... There's skeletons and stuff. That seems probably better as far as getting things. So let's... I guess we'll buy the whatever. Oh, no. Oh, you come here. Buy a white crystal? We already bought one. Can we buy a second one? That seems like a bad idea. Are you the one that sells the Holy Water or the Thorn Whip? Want to buy Holy Water? Yes. Oh, weird. Okay, so left and right... It's like 2 levels. Up and down switches between them, and left and right. Right. There you go. 46. And some of the sub-weapons use stuff and others do not. It's a little weird. But it'll be okay, I think. Alright, so... Okay, right. Less stuff, but... Oh, hey. Hey, skeleton. Oh, no, we gotta get that. Less risk, but less reward also. That's... You know, that's okay. We're gonna go for 100. We're getting experience, or are we not? Oh, wait. Yes, but it's based on the hearts. Right, that's weird as well. And these guys are definitely dropping it. The fish, lizard, whatever monsters from going left. That was not a good experience. They hurt. See, this is kind of like that game design philosophy. I know that's where... Oh, they jump. Well, that's not cool. Excuse me, Mr. Wolf. I should run back to town, actually, because suspicion is telling me that... Oh, it's Mega Man rules. You can only have one thing out at a time. I want to make sure it's not... It doesn't turn to night when I'm, like, hurt. Do I go up to the top floor? Is that where the church is? Also, it is weird that the life goes up, or your wounds, or whatever, you know? I don't remember what I was saying. I think I was gonna make a reference to Dark Souls or something. Oh, yeah. Or Demon Souls or Dark Souls? Dark Souls. Right, because right at the very beginning, there's, well, when you get to the Firelink Shrine, there's a graveyard you can go to, and it's full of skeletons. And the skeletons are way more difficult than other enemies. And so... Oh, here we go. And the developers did that on purpose because they wanted... There we go. Extra money. They do take more hits, it seems. Yes, they do. Alright, Wolf. Oh, well, you do come back this way. Well... Yeah, okay, let's kill some zombies. You know, I thought originally that the villagers turned into zombies. I suppose they still could. Come on! I guess that means we gained a level. Yep, experience is down to 0. Level 1. Did we gain any health? Or max health? No experience. That makes sense. Because we're now too powerful for this area, so they're like, ah, you don't get experience. And there's only 6 levels anyway, so... Alright, so the goal is to get 100, which we've got now, because we want that Thorn Whip. Which, you know, isn't too much of an upgrade, but it'll probably do 2 points of damage or something instead of just 1. Plus, you know, nothing wrong with getting extra hearts. We're totally gonna get the quote-unquote worst ending. And I know with, I don't remember if it was the AVGN, the Angry Video Game Nerd review, technically he reviewed it twice, where he thought that the endings were switched, but they weren't. They weren't. You can find like someone actually translating the Japanese. There's a website. I don't remember what it is, but it basically shows you the actual translations, and that's why, you know, I brought up that Japan has sort of a different, it's like a cultural, it's a cultural thing. It wasn't quote-unquote localized properly. I hate localization, just kind of in general, because English people are dumb. Or Americans. Not even Americans, just like some people that work in the industry, they're like, oh, I want the voice acting to be like this because I know how it's supposed to be. It's like, no. No, you don't. You're awful. Okay, where do I go to get this whip? Was it up here on the top? Oh, it's probably right below us, because I see the open doorway. And we already got the... I suspect also that if you go to purchase the, like the white crystal or the holy water, they'll probably just take your money. You know, because you already have it, but that won't stop them from taking it from you. Okay, Thorn Whip. Yes. Well, it says T-Whip. It doesn't look different, but... there you have it. You know what? Let's stop here for now. I realize it's only been half an hour and I typically do an hour stuff, but I just want to make sure everything's fine. I think it is. I did a couple test recordings. Everything should be good, but I just want to make sure. So, that is all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, it's a bit more on the experimental side. Could be a disaster, but the point is that I'm intending to learn from it. So even if it is a disaster, I think it'll be okay. I mean, maybe this won't be okay, but I think in the future it'll lead to improvement, regardless of whether this is good or not. So, I like to finish every episode with a unique positive moment, where I share my own, but I ask you guys what your unique positive moment for today is. The reason I do that is because ideally you're supposed to do 3 of them and write them down before bed. That way it trains your brain to search for positivity, for good things, and that makes you a happier person, because there's so much stuff that's bad in the world, and if you just watch the news, which I don't recommend, but if you do, it tricks your brain into perceiving the world as this like horrible place, and really there's a lot of bad stuff, but by and large it's maybe 50-50, not 90% bad. So that's why you have to constantly strive for positivity. And the unique positive moment, you actually, it challenges you to search for the good. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, I'm gonna say this, because playing through Simon's Quest has been something that I've wanted to do for a while, and hopefully this works out. And I think doing it for the channel, part of the reason I have the channel is to play games that I probably just wouldn't force myself to do on my own. Not that I guess I would say I'm not forcing myself to play it. I've wanted to, but you know, it's just easier to just be a slob on your own, right? Whereas if you're doing stuff for someone or for some other reason, then it's an encouragement, shall we say. But anyway, that's my unique puzzle moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.